Is the prestigious Heathrow community in Lake Mary, Florida overrated? Well, let's take a look. Today I'm going to be discussing what Heathrow has to offer, and you can decide if it's overrated based on what I tell you. This is the biggest and some would argue the nicest and most sought after neighborhood in all of Central Florida. So stick around until the end so that you don't miss out on a couple details that you might not have considered. The neighborhood of Heathrow consists of a little over 2,000 homes separated into 30 specific neighborhoods, and they've got prices ranging from the 300s to up around 10 million bucks. The reason for this wide price range is because Heathrow really has everything from condos to townhomes to single-family residences. The median price for the last year since recording this video for a single-family resident in Heathrow was around $570 grand. I'm Chuck Shaver and I'm a local realtor and resident here in Central Florida. Before we get too far in here, take just a quick second to hit that like and subscribe buttons, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever I post other videos just like this. Of course, if you're thinking of moving to Central Florida, you can always call me directly. So let's get on to more that Heathrow has to offer. The main Heathrow community has two beautifully maintained guard-gated entrances. One's up on H.E. Thomas on the north end and the other's on Lake Mary Boulevard down south. Inside Heathrow, you're going to find that this community offers everything you could imagine and then some. They've got golf courses and tennis courts. They've got a pool, a fitness center, soccer and baseball fields, a playground, and I can go on and on. There are also some well-maintained ponds that are in there that are good for fishing. Heathrow has some regular events every year. Music in the Park is one of my personal favorites, and it's held in the spring. They also do a Funival in the fall with bounce houses, games, and food. If you currently live in the area, what's your favorite event? Locals, is Heathrow as nice or not as nice as you thought before you moved in here? There's always something going on at Heathrow Legacy Country Club too. They offer memberships for golf or tennis. They also have a social membership for access to fitness, swimming, and dining. The country club offers lots of options for the kids, like summer camp and kids club on Friday night so the parents can go out. Of course, all these amenities do come with a price. Because Heathrow is a master plan community with several neighborhoods, each neighborhood comes with different dues and fees. The HOA dues can range from a couple $100 a month up to several $1,000s for the year. If you're asking me, it had better be nice for that kind of dough. In my mind though, Heathrow is quite nice. Is it overrated? Well, that depends on who you ask. Though all the neighborhoods inside Heathrow gates allow access to the common amenities, some neighborhoods may offer more than others, such as lawn care and irrigation. As such, one neighborhood may be overrated while another may not be. So how do you know which neighborhood is right for you? Well, much of that depends on your budget. Although every neighborhood in here is within the large gates of Heathrow and are all very well kept, some neighborhoods may have a different feel from others. Some neighborhoods, like Cherry Ridge, are more family-oriented than others, which can be good or bad depending on your perspective. Speaking of Cherry Ridge, I'm told that it's the best place for trick-or-treating on Halloween. There are a good amount of million-dollar homes scattered throughout Heathrow on larger lots, but Heathrow Woods and East Camden is probably home to many of them. There's the golf course and several lakes scattered throughout Heathrow as well, so some neighborhoods and homes certainly offer better views than others. Next, let's talk about Heathrow's location. Heathrow is located about 25 minutes north of Orlando and about 45 minutes southeast of Daytona and New Smyrna beaches. It's only about 5 minutes to I-4 and the 417, allowing you to get just about anywhere in Central Florida in under 45 minutes. And yes, this includes Disney and the Orlando International Airport too. Of course, traffic may affect these time frames, but with I-4 adding the express lanes, some of the traffic concerns can be mitigated. Now, some would argue that Heathrow's location is one of its greatest assets, and I really wouldn't argue that. Though you're still close to Orlando, you pretty much have everything you need right here in Lake Mary. From restaurants and shopping to activities and entertainment, this area really has it all. Heathrow specifically has its own little downtown area with a Publix, a movie theater, and a variety of restaurants. There's specialty gyms and even an arcade bar that's really cool. At the end of this video, I'll include a video of Lake Mary that has all that Lake Mary has to offer, so be sure to stick around for that. Despite being located very close to everything, including all sorts of administrative and tech-type jobs, there's plenty of wildlife around here too. There are many springs, there's hiking trails, and the Wekiva and the St. Johns River are right up the road. There's a ton of wildlife to be seen right in Heathrow as well. There's sandhill cranes, you'll see deer occasionally, raccoons, even black bears, alligators, and turtles. So it's very easy to get out and enjoy the outdoors in the Florida sunshine. The Seminole Wekiva Trail is close enough to ride your bicycle too, but this entire area has a ton of cycling trails if that's what you're after. So what is the downside to this seemingly perfect neighborhood? Well, for starters, some would say the price tag. With all that Heathrow has to offer, I'm sure that a lot of people are still going to consider it worth the cost. But what if you don't plan to ever use those amenities? Well, to me, then it's surely overrated when considering the expense for them. Remember that wildlife I mentioned earlier? Well, with that comes bears, and you're going to need a bear-proof trash can if you want to avoid cleaning up what's left of your trash the following morning on your driveway on a regular basis. Another downside could be the homeowners association itself. Don't like being told what you can and cannot do with your yard? Do you want to put up a cool-looking fence or have more than 2 cars in your driveway? Well, then maybe living in an HOA community isn't for you. Some would argue that this is a benefit as it helps to keep up the appearance of the community, and Heathrow being guard-gated helps with safety as well. So, is Heathrow overrated? I say no. However, some can say it is. Some would argue that for that kind of dough, you could get a much better home on some private land with all the restrictions, and they might be right. What are your thoughts? Please let me know your thoughts on whether you think Heathrow is overrated in the comments section down below. Perhaps I'm missing something. Of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts on good things that I have missed about Heathrow too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.